Welcome back to Lety's English podcast. This is your quiet corner on the internet, a place to breathe, to learn, and to grow gently together. Today, we are talking about something soft and powerful, quiet and steady, the subtle power of gratitude. Not the loud kind, not the forced kind, not the kind that pretends everything is perfect, but the everyday kind. You can hold in your pocket the kind that helps you stand up one more time and see your life with kinder eyes. I want to start with a small moment, a bus stop at 6 a.m., a student named Lynn standing with a heavy backpack and a heavier. Hard the test was today. The rain was today. The self-doubt was today. The bus door opened and the driver said, "Good. Morning, kiddo, you stayed." Dry how Lynn smiled without meaning to two words mattered that day. Good morning on the test. She did not get a perfect score, but she did not panic because something inside had already been warmed. Gratitude is not magic, but it is a small heater. In a cold room, here is another moment, a new employee named Aaron starting his first job. The computer kept updating the software, kept crashing. His supervisor walked by and said, "Thank you for catching that bug. I know this setup is slow. I appreciate your patience." 3 minutes later, the system worked, but Aaron had already found his rhythm, not because the problem disappeared, but because someone named the effort and said, "Thank you." Gratitude is a mirror. It lets us see the part of the story that is working. Gratitude does not delete pain. It does not delete stress. It sits beside them and says, "I see you, and also there is still something here worth holding." People ask me, how can I practice gratitude without being fake? My answer is simple: practice honest gratitude. Not everything is good, but something is good. Name that something, hold it for 10 seconds. Let it touch your nervous system. That is all. Try this with me now. Take a slow breath in and out. Notice one thing around you that is kind to your body. Maybe a chair that supports you. Maybe a cup that warms your hands. Maybe the air moving in and out without needing permission. Say quietly, "Thank you." Stay for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. This is not performance. This is medicine. Let me tell you a story from my early career. I was traveling a lot, sleeping in airports and eating quickly between talks. One night, I arrived late to a small venue, tired, cranky, hungry. My laptop froze on the first slide. My heart sank. A woman in the front row smiled and held up a notebook. She had printed the outline from the event page and offered to share. In that moment, I realized something: I could either fight the night or greet. And I put the laptop aside and I said, "Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be human tonight." The room softened. I softened. We had a real conversation. Gratitude did not fix the computer. It fixed the connection. Gratitude is like adjusting the lens on a camera. The scene is the same, but the focus changes. You begin to see texture. You begin to see help. You begin to see the next step. If you are in school, gratitude can look like this: "Thank you for the one concept I actually understand today. Thank you for the friend who sent me the practice question. Thank you for the energy to study for 25 minutes, not 3 hours. Just 25." Honest gratitude keeps you in the game. If you are at work, gratitude can look like this: "Thank you for the teammate who answered my message kindly. Thank you for the feedback that stung, but taught me the core issue. Thank you for one sentence in my report that is clear, even if the rest needs work." Honest gratitude keeps your courage alive while you edit your life. Let's make it practical with 3 tiny tools, small enough to use today, soft enough to meet you where you are. The tool 1, the one-line journal. At the end of the day, write one sentence that begins with "Today I'm grateful for finish the line and close the notebook. Do not argue with it. Do not grade it just one line. The journal does not need to be. Beautiful your life already is. Tool 2, the gratitude pause. Choose one routine moment to stop for. 10 seconds when you touch a door handle, when you open your laptop, when you put your phone to charge, say softly, thank you for one thing. I can do next, thank you for a body that can try again. Condition your brain to pair gratitude with beginnings. Beginnings will feel kinder. Tool 3, the 3 people, message once a week. Send 3 short notes, one to someone who helped you, one to someone who is trying, one to someone who feels alone. You can write thank you for your time yesterday, or I see how hard you're working, or thinking of you today. Gratitude grows strongest when it flows outward and somehow. It always returns. Because this is Lety's English podcast, I want to give you some simple phrases you can use in English. Not just to sound polite, but to build bridges you can walk across every day. Try these in real life. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate the way you explained that. I noticed you put extra effort into this. That helped me a lot. I'm grateful for the chance to try again. And when you receive gratitude, practice holding it. You can say thank you for saying that. It means a lot. I'll keep doing my best. Receiving well is also a form of gratitude. Sometimes people tell me I don't want gratitude to make me passive. I still want to change things. And I say, of course, gratitude is not a pause button. It is a power source. You charge your inner battery, then you move with steadier hands. Here is a small exercise called the gratitude. Stack pick one challenge in your life, right? No, maybe a class that feels heavy, maybe a project that is unclear. Write these 3 lines. 1. What is hard? 2. What is helping? 3. What is the next tiny step? For example, what is hard? I feel slow. In group discussions, what is helping? I have 2 phrases I can use to join in to be honest from my point of view. What is the next tiny step? Raise my hand once and use 1 phrase that is a gratitude stack. It keeps your eyes on help and action. I once coached a young teacher. Her name was May. She felt invisible at her school every day. She placed a chair by the window during lunch. 5 minutes of sunlight, 5 minutes of writing 1 thank you note to a student or a colleague, nothing grand. But after 2 months, she told me, I think I am building a garden, not outside. Inside, she had more energy to prepare lessons. She started a small reading club. Gratitude did not change her schedule. It changed the soil her day grew in. Breathe with. Me again, in and out. Notice 1 thing your eyes can rest on. Maybe a plant, maybe a shape of light on the wall. Notice that the world is not only screens and deadlines. There's also light. There is also breath. There is also a path to walk that is exactly your size. I want to speak to those who are tired tonight, who feel behind, who feel unseen. Gratitude is not a test. You must pass. Gratitude is a hand you can hold. Say quietly, thank you for the strength that kept me standing today. Thank you for the lesson I did not want, but will use later. Thank you for 1 person who believes in me. If you cannot find a person, borrow my voice. I believe in you. Here's a 7-day gentle plan to practice. Day 1, write 1 line of gratitude. Before sleep. Day 2, send 1 message of thanks to a classmate or teammate. Day 3, practice the gratitude pause when you open your laptop. Day 4, list 3 things your body did for you today. Breathing, walking, thinking. Day 5, do the gratitude. Stack for 1 challenge. Day 6, say the phrase, I'm grateful for the chance to try again, and then try again. Day 7, rest on purpose. Thank your past self for any small thing they did this week. Repeat, not for perfection, for rhythm. If comparison steals your joy, use this sentence. I am grateful to be on my path at my pace. Say it while you walk to class. Say it while you open a blank document. Say it While you wait for a reply, your path does not need to be famous to be faithful to quiet. Road also leads home. People sometimes ask me, what is the strongest memory you have of gratitude? It is not a big award, not a big stage. It is a small kitchen late night, the sink full of dishes. I was washing a cup and thinking too loudly, I remembered my grandmother's hands, how they moved with a steady rhythm, how she would say, warm water helps the heart. I stood there and whispered, thank you for these ordinary moments. Thank you for the roof that hears my thoughts. Thank you for the hope that has not left. There were still dishes to do. There were still emails to write. But the night was kinder, and so was I. Before we close, place a hand over your chest. If you can feel that rhythm, it began before you knew any words. It carries you through. Every season, say softly, thank you for the breath, for the chance, for the road. If this episode has given you a small light, share it with a friend who needs a soft lamp tonight, and in the comments, tell me one sentence that begins with today. I am grateful, for I will be there reading and cheering and learning with you. Until next time, breathe, learn, and grow gently. This is Lety, and I am grateful for you, not only when you win, but every ordinary day you keep going.